everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is RACHELRAE, and today I'm going to be diamond painting on a canvas called Mad Kitty by Diamond Art Club. And today's video, I'm going to talk about my trip home to Ireland and just catch you up on the experience of that. So first of all, I want to apologize because the camera is going to be a little bit shaky. So if you're one of the people who feels queasy, this might be one of those ones where you just want to listen. But if you can handle the shake, then feel free to watch along. Real quick before I get started. So this is this is a pen from Layson Lathe Works on Etsy, and he also has a website and a Facebook group, and I'm using the everlasting tips from Painting with Diamonds. I'll have all of this linked in the description down below so that you can easily find those links and get started. I am digging out the old wax with a toothpick because they recommend that you do not use tweezers with these stainless steel tips. I've already broken the wood into there. Okay, so just use your toothpick to get out that excess wax. You don't want that wax in the pen. I was using Patty Wax SS, which I will be using again. And then I brought the pink wax over for the multi-placer because I like pink wax in my multi-placer, but you can use whatever you want. In fact, you could use pink wax all the way if you want to as well. So how are you guys doing? Well, I shouldn't say guys, gals and guys. How is everybody doing? I'm doing really good. I am currently in quarantine at home, or they're calling it, I think they call it isolation here. So just at home, not doing much of anything except I have been cleaning my little patootie off. So there's that. And I'm trying to think of where exactly to start. This is Patty Wax Super Sticky. I have regular Patty Wax in here as well. It is dirty. I'm not going to deny that, but you know, it is what it is. I have not been home in months, so yeah, this is just the way it is. I'll clean this up later. I must have been furiously diamond painting before I left. Whoops. What I'm doing is I'm just pushing down that wax to get the excess out, and then I'm gonna take a random drill. So I have some drills here, oops, that's spilled, and I'm just gonna use one as like the sacrifice to make a dent in there, and that's it. Off we go. So let me find my first color. Now this, unfortunately, when I left, parts of this were left uncovered. So there's a little bit of dog hair and stuff in here, which is gonna annoy me to no end, but sure, it is what it is. But we'll get started. Let me just move the camera so that you have a better angle of what's going on. All right, that's a little better, and you might even be able to hear me better. So hello, how are you? Let's start with what happened last week. So last week I was pretty busy. I was packing, you know, all the stuff that you do before you leave a place. I did a lot of packing. I did a lot of running around and making sure that I had purchased everything that I wanted to bring back with me. And like those things for me are a little bit different than just someone who's on vacation. I mean, I guess you could say I'm an expat. I live in another country permanently. And at this stage I have creature comforts and things that I know that I need. And luckily with the, you know, with the internet and with all of these kind of like services that we have these days, I can actually order a lot of things that I like, you know, like for very, very good example, like ranch dressing. I know people laugh at me all the time, but I can actually order that and have it delivered to my house and, you know, stuff like that. So in the last few years, I've been focusing more on like things that cannot easily be bought because the name brands are not available online. So for instance, and forgive me while I'm also looking for a symbol, which is right there. Neosporin, for instance. If you're not in the US, then you might not know what that is, but Neosporin is like an ointment that you put on your skin if you get a cut, and it helps to keep your skin from scarring. And I find that it is much better than other brands that I've found here. And they even have some that have like pain relief in them. So I actually buy a few tubes before I come back, which lasts me for a long time. And I give one of them to a friend of mine who has a blood disorder, because it's fast acting and it heals up really quickly, and I worry about him. But anyway, so things like that. What else did I get that I wanted to make sure that I brought over with me? Vitamins. I mean, I know I can get vitamins here, and that's no big deal. But I gotta move the camera as well. Sorry. Yoink. Okay. So I got things like vitamins and stuff like that. Anyway, I was packing, and I think I told you all that I was preparing a box to be sent over, and that box just arrived today, actually. So that's fantastic. I am actually recording this on Wednesday, so hopefully you see this on Wednesday, but yeah, I just got notification that the box has arrived. So yay, box is here. I got some blackout curtains, and I'm really excited because I just, you know, I don't like the light. I am basically a vampire. And I purchased them because they were so cheap. Like the same thing. Oh, I just noticed that these spilled as well. Let me get my little tray. I've actually got a little dish here. I don't know if you can see that. I got that from Beth Shine Like a Diamond on Etsy. I don't know if they're in stock, but she refills the listing every once in a while. So keep your eyes peeled. I love this little bucket. I always use it with my current whip. I just think it's super cute. You could use anything you want, but I love that little bucket. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, blackout curtains. Yeah. So I got a pair of them. It only costs like $10 for curtains in the US, and here it's like $40. So yeah, that was a no-brainer. And then all the craft supplies that I hadn't touched, like I brought way too many projects with me, y'all. I brought, all these cross-stitching projects and even a few knitting projects, like the sock. I didn't touch my sock or anything. I just didn't, once I got over there and got in the thick of things, I didn't really feel like working on too many things at once like I do here. So yeah, that was interesting. But anyway, so I packed up the box and had it sent. I actually did a de-stash over on my Patreon. If you are a member of my Patreon, then you'll know that there's like a lot of perks. Not that I've been able to keep up, but one of the things is that sometimes I do the occasional de-stash. And the last few ones that I've been doing have all been for charity because they were all canvases that were sent to me. And so I'm spending the money on shipping the paintings to the people. And that's kind of my contribution. And then they are sending money via donation to whatever charity it is. So that's been really fun. And I will be doing that again really soon. So really looking forward to it, because I have a lot of kits that I don't need, and I'm running out of space, and I want to give back. So we'll be doing that again soon. I need to get out of isolation first. Until then, I'm just going to keep working. Yes, so I had to destash some stuff, and then it was time to go. So I'll talk about that, I guess. It was hard to leave in a way, because I'd been there for so long, and you know, like, it's when you've been really close for such a long time. Like, I haven't lived with my grandmother since I was in college, and that was a long time ago. But it was so nice to be with her, and be able to be there for her. And that sense of, how would you put it? I felt like I was needed, you know? There was this sense that I was taking care of my grandfather, but I was also taking care of her up until he passed. And then afterwards, you know, there was all of the stuff we had to go through, and it was just really helpful for me. I hope it was good for her too. But I felt like I had something to be doing, and it made me feel fulfilled. So I'm trying to bring that with me here, to feel like things that I'm doing have purpose, and doing things meaningfully, because I mean, a part of the freedom of being by yourself without any, oh, sorry about the dryer, without any strings attached, is that no one relies on you. You rely on yourself. But it's nice to feel needed and loved and everything, you know what I mean? So I'm going to take that with me and try to recreate that in my everyday, day-to-day kind of life. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to miss my friends as well. As you saw, I was with Jessie a lot. Well, not a lot. I saw her twice. That was a lot. I wasn't able to socialize too much because I was very aware of COVID, and, you know, I didn't want to put any of my friends into situations where they would have to also isolate or something. And, like, I have other friends who are teachers, and I was like, it's a little bit risky for me to be going and being with them. And I can't wait until I get vaccinated, and that we all get vaccinated, so that we can, you know, have less of a chance of getting sick if we do catch it. And I'm really looking forward to that day, because then I can feel like I would be willing to take the risk. Now, some people may still feel not willing to take the risk, and that is their choice. But me personally, I will feel a lot better, because let's face it, I mean, I'm not the healthiest person on the planet, but I do feel strong, and I feel like I would just be willing to go for it, you know? All right, let me find this symbol. That tray is very dusty because it's been sitting out. Blech. It's been sitting out for a while. What is it? Number 11S. There you are. Sorry for bumping you. So saying goodbye to people and like crying my eyes out. You have no idea. It's just, oh. Anyway, I think sometimes on this channel, I talk openly about my struggles with my mental health and depression and all that stuff. The last few months, I've kind of been putting my feelings on the back burner and not allowing myself to feel too much because, you know, it's been difficult, right? It's been difficult, and I've been putting other people first because that's just kind of like something I do, I guess. A lot of people do that, and especially in circumstances like, you know, losing a family member, I felt like taking care of other people's well-being was important, so I did that. When I was just about to leave, it just kind of like broke down a little bit. And I can't help but sometimes think about all those things like, what if I did just live in the States? You know, what if things were different? What if I moved back? I did have those thoughts, but you know, it's kind of hard to do that. It's hard enough to sometimes visualize or conceptualize that, but it's even harder to actually do it. So anyway, it's fine. When I was leaving, I contemplated renting a car, but it was going to be $150 for the day because I'd have to leave from my family area to go to DC and drop it off at the airport. So I decided, well, I brought it up to my dad and he offered to take me to the airport, which gave us a little bit more time together alone, which was really good, you know. And we were able to get like snacks on the way and just relax and chill and talk. And that was really nice. I did have to bring in an extra suitcase. I had to check in an extra suitcase. I thought that I'd be able to fit it all in the box, but I guess being away for like not quite. It was 3.5 months that I was gone. So being away that long, you just acquire things, and I did leave some things behind, but so I'm there. We get to the airport. We say our goodbyes, and I go up to the counter, and they wave me through. They go, you know, go over to this line over here. So I go around the back, and I give them my ticket information and my COVID test. And the COVID test regulations when I signed up for the COVID test were 72 hours prior to arrival. So, or was it departure? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Something like that. Anyway, I did it correctly when I did it. When I got to the line and the lady looked at my test, she was like, "Oh no, you're going to have to change your ticket because Germany is now no longer accepting COVID tests outside of 48 hours prior to arrival." And I was like, "What? When did they change that?" I mean, that wasn't the case when I got my test done, and I thought it was okay. And she was like, "Yeah, the rules are changing all the time, so sorry, but no luck, no dice. There's a testing center downstairs." And I was like, right. So I went over to the check-in desk on the other side where I had originally gone, and she goes, "Yeah, the COVID testing site is downstairs. Just go to this place." And and you'll, you know, just stand in line and you can get one. And I was like, okay. So what they didn't tell me was that it was on the other side of the airport. And if you've been to Washington Dulles, it's just like a straight line. So I went from one end of the airport all the way to the other end, it was very long. And so I'm rushing over there, and I'm very aware that I'm probably not going to make that flight, and anxiously waiting in line and thinking, you know, like, is this going to work? Like, am I going to be okay? And I get, like, finally, there were like 3 guys in front of me, and I finally get to the attendant, and she's like, okay, so which test do you need? And I was like, what? And she goes, do you need the PCR or the rapid? And I was like, I don't know. Do you know Germany's rules? And she was like, no, you're going to have to figure that out. And I was just like, right. So I was just like, well, just sign me up for the rapid test while I check, you know. So I'm checking, and she's asking me questions, and I'm checking, and then it was only like a minute or two, and then I got the information, and it said that it's the PCR test. So I tell her, and she goes, oh yeah, that one takes like at least 12 hours. And I was just like, what? So I start crying because I'm mad, and I'm also in a panic. I'm like, well, what do I do? So I've got my trolley, I've got all my bags, it's very heavy, running around the airport. And I call my dad, and I'm like, Dad, I need you to pull over for a minute because I don't know what's going to happen. I might have to book another flight for tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be able, you know, to go today. So he pulls off, which is perfect. And he says, you know, he's going to wait for me. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Okay. So I go all the way upstairs and all the way back to where I was before. But a different lady is at the desk, and I explained the situation. I just realized that you couldn't see me placing all those drills down there. I'm sorry. So I explained the situation, and she goes, oh yeah, that's no problem. I'll just boop, 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 boop. And, you know, she's not actually talking to me the whole time. She's, you know, working. So, you know, and I don't freak out at people because I worked for, and I'm not going to say the name anymore because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I worked for a major airline company over the phone in a call center. And so I know what it's like. I mean, I've worked in retail too, but I know especially in the airline industry that tensions are high and people get really upset really fast, and they take it out on whoever's right there, right? Well-known fact, well-documented fact. So I never take it out on them, but I can't help that I'm kind of emotional, and when I get stressed out or when I get mad, I cry. It's just like, I guess, you know, that just happens to some people, right? Don't blame me. So yeah, I'm there, and I'm wiping away my tears, quiet tears, you know, just like stressed out, major. And she, you know, it takes her a few minutes, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know, they're not going to be able to get me on a flight today. I don't know what to do. In the meanwhile, I'm texting Mrs. Crochet and Coffee. I'm like texting her in a mad panic, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. This is freaking crazy. Help. And she's really good at calming me down. I mean, we're mutually good at calming each other down, I guess. But, you know, I was just kind of like, I don't know. Hold on one second. Hello. Hi. Okay, I'm back. It's been a little while. My husband just came back. He was supposed to pick some stuff up, and yeah. Anyway, so what was I saying? Right. So I was, I had Leash on, on speed dial. And I'm in there trying to get this thing fixed or the flight changed around. And I have Dad on standby. And anyway, the attendant at the desk, she was able to put me on the next flight, which was to London Heathrow. And the rules were the same as Ireland's, so I didn't have to take another test or anything, which I was just like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. She checked my bags in and everything, and it was perfectly fine. And I felt so relieved. You have no idea. Like this past trip was the most stressful, difficult. Never before had I ever experienced this much difficulty in traveling, and it's obvious why. But, just as someone who travels quite frequently, you could definitely tell that there's a major difference. So I think the last time that there was a major change to that degree was probably 9/11. Anyway, so flight's booked, bags are gone through. I get through security, everything's fine. I called my dad and I was like, I'm fine, everything's okay, crisis averted. I've got the planes booked, it's fine, it's gonna be fine. So he continues down the road and I'm getting ready to go through to my gate. Everything I don't remember having any issues at security or anything like that. I'm going to move this down now so we can work down here. I don't remember any issues at security at all. Yeah, no, I didn't have any issues. I know the protocol. It's all good. But I then just kind of went straight to the gate, sat down, and started knitting because I was so stressed out. And I was chatting to a few friends and, telling them the situation, like Jessie and Heike as well as Leisha, and I think I was talking to Becky as well. And anyway, I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. But thank goodness, it's all done now and I can kind of kick back. Well, little did I know, the next few hours were going to be not so easy. So the first plane, that should be the red flag. The plane that I was supposed to get on, we get on it, everybody's loading, it's all good. And we get to the runway and I'm all excited. I'm like, okay, it's nearly time. I'm going to get myself a nice stiff drink and I'm going to, get some dinner and go to sleep. Wrong. So we're there on the runway and then the pilot comes on and he's like, sorry folks, but we're going to have to turn around. There's an issue with the cabin door and it's not sealing. So we need to turn around and get a new plane. And I was just like, wow, well, that's pretty crazy. We could have died. Good thing you caught that, buddy. And of course, the whole time the staff is like, safety is the utmost importance to this airline and blah, 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 blah. Again, I won't name the airline because it was fine in the end. Like, I'm not protesting or anything. But, so they turn around, we get off the plane, and they provided us with snacks and water. And somebody was like, so where's the wine? I was like, yeah, for real. Like, what the heck? But it was only 20 minutes and they got us another plane and we boarded that plane. And we were all like, cool, sweet, let's get the show on the road because, a lot of us had layovers and want to make sure that we get, connect in time. My second flight was leaving at 9:50 in the morning. So I needed to be at the gate at 9 o'clock. And our flight connection, that would have brought me to like 8:25, 8:30. So that was really tight, I thought. So, I was just kind of nervous about it, but not worried too much, like usually it's not a big deal. So we get on the second plane, and I didn't notice this, but the guy in front of me did, and he was like, "What is taking so long? Like, I just want to like get some rest and like turn off the lights and stuff. What's taking so long?" And then I look at my clock, and it turns out that we had been waiting for like an hour. And moving up because I missed this part. We've been waiting for like an hour. And I was just going, really? Because I wasn't paying attention because I was watching The Legend of Korra on my phone, and which I'm obsessed with. I just finished season 3 like last night. It's amazing. I'm going to start season 4 today. But I'm like binge watching Korra and like not paying attention. And yeah, so what was I going to say? I actually, that took me off track because somebody actually wrote me a comment recently that said that I mispronounced a character's name wrong, and that's because I hadn't watched the show yet. They were like, "Does it bother anybody else that she says this name wrong?" And I was like, actually, I hadn't watched the show yet. It is Amon, not Amun. Anyway, what symbol do I want next? I think I'll do this. Actually, I'll go for the darker color first. It's 9:39. We'll go for this one. I have it out already. Okay, so I'm there. I'm watching Legend of Korra, blah, blah, blah. Nothing much is happening. And then they come over the loudspeaker. They're like, "Sorry about the delay, but..." And everybody groaned. There's been a malfunction in something in the cabin or in somewhere, an electrical fault or something. They didn't say, not that I can remember anyway. And they were like, "We're going to have to deplane again and get another plane." And like the entire plane was just like, "Oh my God, are you serious? We're trying our best to find us another plane, and hopefully we can take off tonight." Another groan because, it's late. I think it was 9:30 at night at this point. And we were meant to leave at like 5:30, something like that. So anyway, we go back to the waiting area. They changed the gate, so we had to walk down to a new gate, and I took the opportunity to like splash some water on my face and like, text people and be like, "You're not going to believe this. I can't believe this is happening to me." And I even like called some people. I called my dad and I was just like, "You're not going to believe this. Oh my gosh, this is crazy." And of course, don't get me wrong, like I'd rather not be on the unsafe plane, but it was just kind of all kinds of weird. And it took a lot longer. I think it took an hour and a bit to get the next plane. So I was there and I brought out my knitting and I was knitting and watching the show and just kind of like conscientious that, I was wearing my battery out. So I found a charging station like further away. So, when you're doing a red-eye flight, normally it's easier to find charging stations. So just little helpful tip there. There are less red-eye flights, so you can definitely find places to charge your phone before you get on the plane. Most planes have those USB chargers on the transatlantic flights, but if you're doing like a European flight or an intercontinental, is that the right word? No, that's not the right word. It is domestic. If you're doing a domestic flight, I just came up with that word, then you probably won't get like the USB chargers and stuff unless you're flying with like business class or something. But anyways, I digress. sitting there for a while, and we're all like hungry at this stage, and there's nothing open to feed us. I didn't mention this, but normally I would go to a restaurant in the airport to wait for flights or to get a drink or something, you know, before I leave. There weren't anywhere, like there was one place that was open that I remember seeing, but it was so packed. Sorry, I don't think you saw any of what I just did either. It's hard to keep remembering to like move this camera. I'm sorry, but I want you to be able to see like what I'm doing. I usually stop and get like a beer or whatever to just like wind down because you're going to fall asleep. So, and it's hard for me to sleep on planes. I don't like that noise, the really loud like sound. So anyhow, that was not an option that was available. And so, yeah, we were just like all packed, well, trying to stay as socially distant as possible. I found a wall and I put myself up against that wall and I did not move, not once. There was like this guy who was walking around like trying to get us to do a survey. I was like, you really? They're making you do a survey during a okay. Yeah, it could, you know, this would be better if it was online because then you wouldn't have to touch the paper that somebody else has touched or sneezed on or whatever. Anyway, so yes, we get on the third plane and I think all of us were holding our breaths. Like this one guy, the guy that was in front of me on the second plane, he was like, yeah, I popped 3 melatonin, so I'm already like super done, tired, do not want to be awake right now. On the third plane, they had to change the seating arrangements because it was a different plane, so they couldn't sit us where we were checked into before, the same seat assignment. And on the third plane, I got to sit behind this beautiful dog. If I can remember to insert a photo, I will. He was so cute. They said he wasn't a Malamute. He was actually a Husky Shepherd mix. They did his DNA just to check. So mellow, so calm the whole time. By the way, Luna says hi. You okay, doggo? Yeah, you enjoying the sunshine? She's my cat dog. If you don't know, if you're new here, I have a dog named Luna, and she is my little furry assistant and my cat dog. Hi. She's gonna go lay in the sun. Right? Go lay in the sun. Go do it. Let's see. Hey, baby. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Wait a minute. Luna. Come here. Aww. Hey, girlfriend. Yeah, I know you want to. It's okay. So, the flight itself was pretty uneventful. Like we just, oh, I'm gonna get a new color. 775 is the plus. There it is. So yes, the flight itself was totally uneventful. Just kind of ate, slept. Excuse me, I have the hiccups now. I ate, I slept. I woke up and we were an hour out of London, so it was perfect timing. I did get kind of like a crick in my neck. A lot of people, there was enough room for most people to lay out across the seat. I just don't find that comfortable. I get kind of sick, like motion sick, so I stayed sitting up, and it was not difficult to fall asleep on that plane for the first time. Like, I was just so exhausted at that stage because I had been at the airport since 2:30 in the afternoon is when I got dropped off. And so I was more than ready to just like fall asleep. And especially with all that running around and the worry about the test and all that stuff too. So yes, woke up, got breakfast, and landed in Heathrow. When I landed in Heathrow, they were like, yeah, just go and see the ticket agent and they'll change your flight to the next available. I was hoping that they would find a flight with a sister company like British Airlines or something, but they didn't. Once I got through security on the Heathrow end, I was told that the next available flight, it was 12 o'clock noon when I got through security. Next available flight was at 4:30. I was like, ugh, gosh. That's a long time to wait in an airport that doesn't have anything open. Like, the duty free was open at a limited kind of capacity. And there was a coffee shop and a sushi store and I think a garden place, like a garden, sorry, not garden, salad place. I remember garden being on the sign. So I went to the sushi place because of course I did. I love sushi. But I saw that I wanted something warm. So I saw that they had katsu curry and that was on hot rice. And I was like, I want something warm. So ate that and I filmed a little bit for the vlog. I remember sitting there and like just trying to stay away from people and trying to make the best of a bad situation, you know, like what are you going to do for 4 hours? Eventually I went and knitted, you know, kept knitting and knitting and knitting because that's all I really had on me, which is perfect. I mean, that's what I wanted to do. But, you know, when you're like stressed out and you can't quite relax, so you're not really enjoying your craft. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt at that moment. And I talked to my mom and friends and stuff, you know, and James as well. So he had booked the hotel for the night before, but I wasn't going to be arriving now until 6:30 p.m. Yeah. So he had a whole day to kill and there's nothing to do, you know, and he's supposed to have, you know, a valid excuse for picking me up and all this stuff, which he did. But we found out that he could not book a hotel for another night. Originally our thought was, oh, well, you know, we'll go halfway to Cary and then stop and stay in a hotel overnight. Unless you had like a letter from the police, you could not stop. So no, we were not going to stop. We had to drive straight through. Well, he drove straight through. Oh, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm supposed to be keeping a little bit in here because I'm using the trays that James made me. He got a 3D printer and he printed these. I can't show you too well, but they're these slots that I can put these white trays in. And I just label the side of my tray like that. We're trying to see if we can make it a thing that I sell in the Etsy shop, but don't get your hopes up. Not quite yet. Because of the shipping issues and stuff lately, big stuff like that is just, it freaks me out a little bit. Anyway, number 4. There you are. I knew I saw you. So let's see. It's 37:55. So yeah, I'm gonna run out of drills because there was a drill issue. that's a whole other story. Anyway, so where was I going with this? Yeah, we were not able to get the hotel. So we're driving and driving and driving. And the drive from Dublin... Oh, well, first I should explain. So I get off the second plane. That goes without a hitch, but there's no service. So there was no water or anything. And that was kind of a bummer because I was thirsty and I did not have water on me, which normally I do, but I did not have it that time. And I was placed in an exit row seat, so I wasn't able to like have anything under the seat. So I didn't even have my knitting. I just sat there and I'm looking for this one. I just sat there and slept. I took a nap because there was not much else that I could do. There it is, 3:22. Whoops. I just dropped a bag of beads. And yeah, when I got off the plane, it was pretty cool. Hi. Because when you get off in Dublin Airport, you have to kind of go into one of two lines. They separate you into EU and non-EU. And like the majority of the people that got off the plane went into the non-EU line, or no, into the EU line. And I think there were 3 of us in the non-EU line. It was pretty funny. But that was great because it meant that I got through immigration super fast, got to the carousel, the baggage carousel really quickly. And yeah, it was good times. I am putting those in the wrong place because of course I am. I just noticed that. No. Okay, hang on. Where was I before? You know what? It doesn't matter. They're going to live there now. This is the pound sign. This is hashtag, not the other one. Okay. So yeah, we were separated and got through baggage really quickly. And my baggage was there. I was worried that the bags had not made it through because, you know, so many planes, so little time, change of plans, all that. But they did. They arrived. And so I was doing a little happy dance about it all. And then on the other end, like I come out, and normally when you come out from the baggage claim area, you know, there will be the people waiting, like taxi drivers or whatever. But due to all the restrictions, that's just not the case anymore. So I came out and I was like, huh, he's not there. So I got on the phone and I was like, where are you? I didn't see him anywhere. He was like, I'm here. Like, you can see me. And could not grasp it. But eventually, here we go. Eventually, I saw him on the sky bridge between, you know, where the airport is and the parking lot is, the parking deck. And yeah, it was great. Even the person, or there were 2 people that were like, not guards, but security. And they were like, are you okay? Like, do you need help? Do you need to find a cab? And I was like, no, my husband's here, just trying to find him. But there he was. And so I kind of pushed myself outside, and yeah, it was good to see him again. And we had the whole car ride to like catch up, and because we're not really much for the phone or anything. And there had been so much going on and so much stressful travel. We got a Burger King on the way down and just chatted and listened to music and stuff. And I can't read or knit or do anything in the car. Like, I just get super, super car sick. But I also was just like so tired. I didn't trust myself to drive. So he drove us all the way back. We got to the house at I think it was half past midnight. It was 12:30, I think. It was very late. And I was just so tired. So tired. But I think we're going to finish this today. In the end, like, it was really good to be back, you know? Like, that's for sure. It was good to be back, good to see him. Luna was not at the house because our friend was taking care of her while he drove up to the airport, you know? But she was there the next day. So I just totally crashed out when I got to the house. I had some water and fell asleep because that was like the most stressful 48 hours, 24 hours, not 48, 24 of my life so far. Well, actually, that's not true. I've had more stressful moments, but it certainly was up there. Let go. But yeah, I made it in one piece. I'm not trying to complain. I just wanted to share my experience and all the joys of it with you. It was just funny because it just at some stage, I think it was at deplaning the second time where I just like, what is happening? Like, what is this luck? It is April the 1st and anything that can go wrong is going wrong today. Like, I told the agent when I got up to the ticket counter, when she was reprinting our tickets and, you know, giving us new seat assignments, I was like, if I wasn't superstitious before, then I definitely am now. I never really thought that April Fools was a thing, but goodness, like, y'all aren't trying to play a trick on us, are you? But obviously, I was just joking, but dude, it was a lot. It was a lot. That is not sticky. Okay. So, yes, I was not amused by all of the last minute changes and everything. And so since then, so what was it? Saturday was a pretty good day. Honestly, I haven't really done anything except like clean my house. 3371. Where are you? There it is. I haven't done much of anything except clean the house since I got back. I've organized all the packages that I've received over the last few months. Holy cow, crazy. Cannot believe that there's so much. I have so much to share with you all here on the channel. Like, my patrons know the depth of how many packages there are, but you'll see eventually. I have a lot to share. Now, I had been planning some things already with you, so hopefully I can get those done, but there's some things that are reliant on a schedule. So I will get them out as fast as I can. But at the moment, like this week, I'm just kind of focusing on recentering myself because I seem to have a problem with my body clock, and it's just, yeah, getting used to all this stuff and oh my goodness, the hay fever. But I think I got the right allergy medicine. It's just that, you know, at a certain stage, my nose is just like, nope, grass overload, like Ireland is so green. You need to like take a break from the outdoors. So that is a thing that is happening as well. 22. Put that back. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think of other things to talk about because it's just, you know, I'm hungry now. This is not helping. I'm gonna probably talk about food. I will talk about food because food is fun to talk about. Let me get another color though. Where is that arrow? Or at least where's the tray for the arrow? It's there it is. I was like, I know it's here somewhere. So downward arrow is this one. I subscribe to a box called Eatstro. I am not affiliated or sponsored or anything. I like the box company. It's an Irish box. I tried Home Chef or no, there is no Home Chef here, but there is something called Drop Chef. I tried that one. I didn't like it as much. I like Eatstro a lot better, so I have organized having those meals coming to the house for the next few weeks. And this week I actually got a lot of them. Like I got 4 meals instead of 3, because I was just like, we should not be leaving the house. We should be isolated. You know, we're only leaving if it's an emergency. Our car has kicked the bucket again, so that's a thing. Where is this? Oh yeah, 334. 334 is the little doohickey thingy, which is here. Okay, we're good. And so I'm excited for this week because this week we have halloumi, some green curry. What else do we have? We have the chicken pepperoni bake, which is tonight. That's what I'm making tonight because I'm still really wrecked. Because I've just been, I don't know, it's like, it's spring cleaning mode. I feel like I should be cleaning everything. And then I get like halfway done and I'm like, I have to actually finish what I started, you know? So I've cleaned all the winter clothes and put most of them away. But now I have a whole pile of coats that I have to figure out what to do with. I really don't know what to do with them. I guess I'll put them in the attic. I mean, what else am I going to do with them, really? But yeah, anyway, whatever. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I should go eat something. Listen, it's been really good catching up with you. I think that next week I'll definitely have more of a head to talk to you about stuff, especially like crafty stuff. I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the community. So again, if you know of anything, if you're participating in an event, let me know what it is down there in the comments, because I really would like to check them out, and it'll help other people who are looking for something. So if you want to do something or participate in something, some of these things have like a giveaway, but some of them don't, and it's perfectly fine. Like I'm thinking of, for example, Heike, Stone Cold Coffee Crafts. She does a DP theme of the month, and it's just a participation thing. It's not about winning a prize or anything. And this month it's bugs. So if you have a butterfly or a ladybug or whatever it is that you're diamond painting, she just used bugs as like an overall theme because, you know, it's fun and it's more inclusive. So things like that, you know, like just check them out and let me know what they are, and I'll check them out too. I'm hoping that I can finish this diamond painting soon because it's been on the table for so long, and I'd like to frame it. And then I will get back to Galaxy because she is amazing. If you want links to this painting, they're down there. I have affiliate links, so if you don't want to click on it, it's fine. I totally understand. Just search Mad Kitty on Diamond Art Club's website, and I will let you go for now. Thank you so much for watching and being here for me through all of this. I do appreciate everybody's help and support and kind words. You have no idea. It means so much. And if I haven't gotten back to a message or an email, I definitely will within the next week. So thank you for your patience, and I will see you all really soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.